What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Carl the Cobra Wembley Froch. sorry. Carl, the future Hall of Famer Froch. Carl Froch says that Fury beats Usyk 8 times out of 10 if they fight. He said the former super middleweight unified champion Carl Froch is fully on board the Tyson Fury Express, believing that the WBC heavyweight champion would defeat the IBF, the WBA, and the WBO champion Oleksandr Usyk 8 out of 10 times. Okay? And he said, nobody is good enough to beat Tyson Fury. Nobody, said Carl Froch. Listen, Usyk is good enough to beat anybody on his night. That would include Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury would have to be really bad, and Usyk would have to be phenomenal, okay? And he said, I just don't think Usyk is big enough for Tyson Fury, said Froch. I think Usyk good enough to beat anybody, but if he fought Tyson Fury 10 times, he'd lose 8. If that fight ever happens, and I hope it does, I think Fury would be the victor, said Carl Hall of Fame Froch. Let me counterpunch. Fair assessment from Carl, being a fellow Brit. Why not? Why wouldn't he think that? I think that what he said about Tyson Fury is really uncertain, honestly, because I base that off of the opponents that both guys have had. See, Tyson Fury fighting someone like Oleksandr Usyk is not the same as him fighting Chisora, not the same as fighting a bigger guy like Deontay Wilder, not the same as him fighting Dillian White, because those guys are slower, they don't have good footwork, they're not as fast, they're not as agile, and being Oleksandr Usyk, actually being smaller people, is a lot better. Why? Because being smaller, you're not able to hold on to a smaller guy like a big guy. A bigger target, which a guy that is not mobile is easier to grab, is easier to hold on to, is easier to lean on. He's easier all the way through, people. Okay? Usyk won't be that guy. If you're fighting a guy that you know you can look down at, okay, and he is able to move around you, what makes you think he was going to make it easier for you to grab him? Because that's the only thing that I see that Tyson Fury can do as far as reach. Now, reach, though, he will be able to reach out and touch Usyk at times if Usyk's back out there. If he's out in the suburbs, right? He's taking a walk around the park. He's able to throw some punches at him, and he may or may not be able to catch him with some of those punches. But see, a guy like Usyk, you might tap him with that first punch, but getting that second or that third power punch in because he sees it coming, that's going to be difficult. Now, back to what Carl's saying about the 8 out of 10. He's saying that Tyson Fury would have to have a bad night in order to be beat by Usyk. And I would disagree, because I don't want people to start that shit. I don't want people to start with that narrative. Because once Oleksandr Usyk beats Tyson Fury, people will be forced to be in a issue and a state of unbelief. Okay, they won't believe what they saw. Okay, and it's gonna have a rematch. Why? Because Usyk, I feel, okay, Usyk, and this is not even official, because these guys, I mean, I don't know if they're training or not or whatever. You know, when I do see and get footage of those guys training, I will, of course, counterpunch that. But I see Usyk beating Tyson because Usyk is consistently a hard trainer. Okay, so I don't think he will be slacking in any shape, form, or fashion. Whereas Tyson, though, has seemed to, you hear one thing, then you hear another thing totally opposite of that one thing you heard at the beginning. Okay, so we don't know what's going to happen with Tyson Fury as far as him training. But I think Tyson is going to train hard enough to beat Oleksandr Usyk. because he said so. He said, I don't have to train for someone like Usyk. I don't have to get up for someone like Usyk. Usyk is too small. I don't respect Usyk as a heavyweight. So guess what? I'm going to train just enough to get this little middleweight out of here. Okay? So knowing what we know about that, he should have enough in the tank, enough coming to the ring to beat Oleksandr Usyk. So when Oleksandr Usyk does tax that ass, people, don't say nothing, okay? Please, don't say nothing. Don't make excuses. And I won't allow this to be an excuse. But just so you know, because there will be people in disbelief, and I'm telling you guys right now, straight off the press, it's going to be people that won't believe what they see when they see a smaller guy outbox Tyson Fury. And I don't know how, and I don't know why, because we've seen Otto Wylien, a smaller guy, give Tyson Fury the business. Okay, so there you go. You guys tell me what you think of Carl the Cobra Hall of Fame Froch giving his prediction on Oleksandr Usyk being defeated by Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.